I'm going to talk today about how to strengthen ourselves in the Lord. At some point in our lives, we are all going to go through situations where our faith is affected, we are confused, we don't know what happened, and the first thing to doubt is God. Is He really there for you? Why did He allow this to happen? There are all those things that can go through your mind. And if we look back into scriptures in 1 Samuel 29 and 30, it's about David before he was king. Saul was chasing him, trying to kill him. And David was in his stronghold. And at one point, he actually joined the Philistines to fight for them because it was his way of escape. Him and his mighty men joined the Philistine camp. The king thought his mind was not working properly, but he decided he trusted David, he liked him, and so when they went into battle, David and his men went with him. But the king's men did not trust David. The Philistine king's men did not trust him. And so he had to send David back to the camp with all of his men. When they got back, the whole camp had been looted and destroyed. The enemy had stolen their wives and their children. David's men were angry at him. They needed somebody to blame, and they decided he was it. And they were going to stone him. But then it said, David strengthened himself in the Lord. When he'd done that, he prayed, he talked to God, he asked for strategy. God showed him to go after them, and they brought all the plunder back. They defeated the enemy, and everything was restored. But it's that little sentence, he strengthened himself in the Lord. If he had not done that, they would never have got the property back. They would never have been restored. So in my own life, I would say the time when my faith was wiped out was when my husband died suddenly. Now, looking back after the fact now, I know that God had showed me what was going to happen, but I interpreted it through the lens of he's going to be healed, because he had a serious heart problem. So when it happened, it was confusing. I didn't know what to think. My mind was going round and round with the questions. How did this happen? I thought he was going to be healed. Why did God allow it? Where was God in all of this? Over and over. And when I went to bed that night, I thought, okay, God, there are all of these questions I don't understand. I don't know the answers, but I trust you, and I choose to trust you. And with that, I was able to sleep. You see, when something happens like that, we have to be able to go to God and decide, who is He? Can He be trusted? If you look back over your life and where you've come from, who you were before you accepted Jesus, and who you are now, look at the difference. Look back in your life at those times when you've been through things and God came through for you. What did He do? How did He do it? Did He prove Himself trustworthy? And as you go back and look at those situations, your faith will be strengthened. Then you start to thank God for who He is, and just declare that you will trust Him for the answers. You will trust Him even if you don't get answers, and choose to believe that He is faithful and is able to do what He has promised. And as you do that, you will begin to come through. And I know for myself, it took time. It wasn't easy, but I chose to trust Him in spite of everything that was happening, he was the thing that was solid in my life and would not shift. Because God never changes. He is faithful all the time. If he was faithful 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago, he will be faithful now. And so I just want to encourage you to look at who God has been in your lives, to remember the things that have happened where he was involved, to remember what he's spoken to you, and lean into those things and praise God for what he's going to do. Praise is a weapon at this time. Thanksgiving is a weapon. And as you do that, you will come through, you will come to the other side, and you will look back and see a victory. Because in all of these situations, God will use it to strengthen us, to move us further on, to increase our faith, so that we can endure when those things happen again. I hope this has helped you. I'm going to be here next week. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, please do that so that you can get more of these messages. I believe that they will help you in your Christian walk. And if you have any comments, please put the comments down below. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.